from the NewsChannel 5 network. This is Score on Business.
Hey, welcome to Score on Business. I'm Pete Hendricks. I'm your host for today. Hey, if you're a new entrepreneur, make sure to check out scorenashville.org. We have all kinds of resources that are low cost, and we want to see you succeed. Now, our first guest today, Elizabeth Moss, is founder of Caregivers by Wholecare. For the past 22 years, they've been providing home care for aging seniors and those with disabilities. They also provide short-term post-surgical care and transportation. So I guess if somebody has an outpatient but they can't drive home and there's going to be a few days, you'd help with them there. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So how does Caregivers by Wholecare serve their clients, Elizabeth?
Well, first of all, we are a support to families when they're caring for a loved one. We are a surrogate family member of sorts. So we provide that service by offering a continuum of services from transportation through end of life. And what that means is, so transportation, as you said, it could be an outpatient procedure that somebody has. It could be a regular doctor's appointment for dialysis that somebody needs to get to 3 times a week, and we can transport them there. We have a regular vehicle and a van that accommodates a wheelchair. So whether somebody is ambulatory or this is non-emergent transportation.
Right.
So then there's housekeeping and companionship, and there's cooking and shopping and going to social activities that people have been accustomed to. So we want to put those supports in place for loved ones so they can continue their lifestyle that they've been accustomed to, and it provides that quality of life. You know,
I love what you said about kind of a surrogate family member. So even if somebody has a loved one and they may be worn out, so they're the family member, but they may need someone to help out, so they can have a rest. And I think that really describes it well. You're just there to help like a family member.
Yes, and we call that respite care.
Okay.
So it does give the family member a break.
Yeah.
And all too often, family members take it all on themselves and they don't take care of themselves.
Right.
And so yes, calling somebody in that's professional can take some of that, not really a burden because we want to care for our loved ones.
Right.
But we do need to care for ourselves.
Exactly.
The caregiver's health declines at a much quicker pace than the care receiver's.
My mother passed from cancer years ago, and we had the whole family taken care of her, and we were all worn out.
Yes.
And so when you have one person, I can't imagine.
Right. And that happens a lot.
Yeah, and so what would you say to someone that has aging parents where the time is coming when something will need to change, but they don't really know what to do?
Well, first of all, that there are resources, many resources, and unless you've been in this, you don't know that there are many companies that provide services for people to age in place. But to be proactive next, so that there are resources, and be proactive. So having a conversation with your loved one to see what their wishes are when the time comes that they do need something in place. Don't use the "you need care" because we can't hear that for ourselves a lot of times.
No, of course not.
But when you need care, Mom, how would that look for you? So start that conversation early. We actually have compiled a book called Caring and Sharing Notebook that has lots of resources and tools in it. And so reaching out to somebody like us or someone like us, we can help guide you in that process. We have served thousands of families in the Nashville community over a 22-year time period.
I love where you said, mom or dad, when the time comes, what to do. Because I can tell you that if you say the time's coming, it's going to not go well. And so being able to reach somebody who has been through it enough to kind of know how to handle things to achieve what's needed, and to do it before it's an emergency.
Right, but doing it before the crisis occurs
Yeah.
is imperative because most people wait for the crisis. And then
Yeah.
you don't have options. You don't have as
Right.
many options, and you can't make that choice the same way. Then your family is burdened with making those decisions that may or may not be what you want.
Yes.
And then you're limited as to the places you could go, maybe potentially, depending on what the crisis is. But having that plan in place, I know a lot of the World War II generation thinks about, they don't want to burden their children.
Right.
So they don't want to talk about this and they don't want
Yeah.
to put the plan in place, but it's a gift to their children.
Right.
To plan these things and say, here's what I want to happen. It's all in place for you.
Yeah.
And so we can help guide that process. We can
Yeah.
even help guide the conversation. We have a tool in that book. It's about having the conversation, the difficult conversation, or whatever it might be, family meetings and
Right.
so forth.
You know, I would want my family member well cared for. If you wait till the crisis happens, you're not going to have a relationship. You don't have time to shop around or to meet different people to see who's the right fit. So I really like what you're saying about, plan ahead.
Yes, there's power in
Yeah.
that planning ahead. And there's resources and tools
Right.
out there to do that.
And
The
you all
Council
have
on
this-
Aging,
Yeah.
which is an area organization that's a nonprofit, has lots of resources as well for different variety of things.
Okay. And then you've got an ebook that will be available on your site coming
Soon.
up. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And your website, Caregivers by Wholecare.com.
That's correct.
So that's one place people can check. So,
Yes, and we are
yeah.
working actively on getting that ebook up. It is the Caring and Sharing Notebook.
Right.
And so there will be individual little tools or the whole book available.
Awesome. Okay, we'll take a break for a moment. Ladies and gents, we'll be right back. Okay.